Right, third time trying to record this video, but it's fine because the first two were only 2 minutes ago, so I'm not mad. And I haven't even completed one lap of qualifying, so, you know, it hasn't had enough time to be a really annoying thing that I haven't quite managed to record a full episode yet. It's fine. It's cool. It's whatever. It's not cool, and it's not fine, but like, I'm okay. I'm still chill. I haven't gone mad. Because last week, when I was talking about how that was the second time I was trying to record that video, the first time when it didn't work properly, I was super mad. And then the same sort of thing started happening. Like, I saw it on the screen, but like this time I caught it early. Like a stroke. You gotta catch a stroke early, otherwise it fucks everything up. But I caught it early, so it's fine. And I managed to fix it, I think. So it should be cool. If it does start getting fucked up, I'll leave it in so you can see what I mean. But it'll be really irritating and definitely not worth watching past the point that it starts, because after it starts, it just don't stop. That should be a pole position. It is not. But the only car in front of me is going to be Raven West, so that's pretty fine. Yep. Oh, it is Rick Scott. Okay, Rick Scott is still in the game. That's fine. My goal is to beat Tommy King, and he's in like second to last, so now I'm aiming for Rick Scott on my own. I'm doing way better than what the team thought I would be doing. Although I am only driving for Intel. And my computer has an Intel core, and it doesn't work very well. Although, potentially... oh shit. Potentially the reason for that is that I leave my laptop on for days at a time, so... you know, it's probably not happy about that. I'll get a new laptop at some point. My old one survived pretty much everything, although that was still running Windows XP. You know, it got to the point where the only thing holding, like, the joints, the hinges that attached the screen to the rest of the thing were completely broken, and it was only hanging on by, like, wires that supplied information to the screen for what to display, and it still worked pretty much fine, so... you know, everything's fine. Everything's alright.
Nice work on the first lap. You're in second place.
Shit. He stopped way early for that corner. Luckily, my front wing didn't fly off like a bit of... what's something that breaks easily? China. Like a China plate. I always seem to struggle to like try and take first place at this track, this layout. Like I did in the touring cars. I couldn't overtake the Raven West car, and now I'm struggling in the Formula 3s. Or, in this game, Formula C. Because Formula 3 is an official license, and I didn't get it. Not sure who has the Formula 3 license. I saw Formula 3 cars in Race Pro, which was just a console version of Race 07, I think. And I saw... you know, thingy... they were in Race Driver 3 as well, I'm pretty sure. But like, Race Driver 3 had literally everything, so it's not fair to compare the content a game has to Race Driver 3, even though I actively will. Like, I compare the content in all kinds of games to all kinds of other games, and it usually comes out that newer games have less content than older games. And I had the lead, and I fucked it. Okay. I had the lead, and I fucked it up. Unbelievable. I mean, totally believable. It's me, so of course I had the lead and fucked it up, but I said unbelievable because I wasn't pleased. Yeah, not gonna win this one. I'll probably win race 2 though, so you know it'll all turn out fine in the end. I'm pretty sure.
Nice, you finished ahead of your event rival.
Besides, there's still like 3 races left in this championship for me to win something. And the only guy I lost to is Raven West. Rick Scott's
You're ahead of your
own
teammates in the
Raven
driver
West.
standings.
And there ain't no problem with losing to Raven West because everyone loses to Raven West. Anyway, race 2. I don't know why the paddock is just all the cars parked willy-nilly on the grid. I don't think anyone would be happy about that happening because you could go and sabotage someone else's car really easily. Wait a minute. This isn't reverse grid. This is the same grid order as race... Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot something. I should have been paying attention to the intro video for open wheel racing, but... I think... Like, I'm pretty sure once I get up to the not quite F1 cars at the top, you know, there'll only be one feature-length race, but... For now, in Formula 3 and stuff, they do 2 races. It's like touring cars. They do 2 races, except the qualifying doesn't get reversed for race 2. It stays the same, which is why it's even more important to qualify for this than touring cars. He's lost something important. Like, a big chunk of his car fell off in the road there. Unless it was mine. Nope, it was his. Well, I'm not going to mention it. Hopefully it'll fuck him over. Although it probably won't. You can lose a lot of bodywork in the grid games and not really have to worry about it. Well, that was a pretty decent pass, if I do say so myself. I mean, my teammate's down in last, so there's no way I can win the... or even challenge for the team championship of this series, but... I'm definitely challenging for the drivers. I'm doing a good job of it too. I've got no idea where round 2 is, by the way. I really wasn't paying attention to the sign up or the contract offer or anything. I just put myself in and now we're driving. There is another guy that's done a Grid Autosport Let's Play in English. I don't know if I've mentioned him before, and I've forgotten his name now. Tip of my tongue, honest, but whatever. He got to I don't think he got very far through the game, actually, come to think of it. Like the last episode of it he was still in Formula 3 cars. Although it was a Formula 3 league with like a... oh shit. With the Caterhams as a cup event, and also, you know, he did I think he mostly focused on like the drifting in tuner events and stuff, so I don't know how far he actually was through the game. I'll have to go back and have a look, but I'm pretty sure he's abandoned that Let's Play now, so... I'm going to go ahead and call my Let's Play the superior Let's Play already, even though he has like a microphone and stuff, and he doesn't get mad all the time.
Final lap. Keep that lead intact.
Although I think he's... I want to say German. Like, or you know, he's European of some kind. That's not a bad thing. Europeans are fine. I don't have a problem with Europors, you know, or Ameriburgers, really. Jesus, that sounds really cringy to say out loud. It's fine in text, but it does not work in speak. I'm not going to say that again. I'm fine with like Americans and Euros. They're fine. You know, Americans speak English normally, and Europeans like learn English and they can speak it pretty okay. Asians can't speak English. Australians are okay. And before I say something racist about sort of the Middle East or Africa, I'm going to stop myself. So, let's think of something else to talk about, shall we? But yeah, his video's pretty okay. Like that he's made of Autosport. I haven't really explored the other kind of videos he made because like the more recent ones I wasn't really interested in. I can't remember what they were, but I know I wasn't like particularly interested in what he's been uploading sort of more recently, so I didn't subscribe. But I watched through some of his videos just to see sort of what to expect from the upcoming series in this game, but it turns out that he wasn't actually all that far ahead of me at all. So, you know, I'll be overtaking, like as soon as I do the first Grid Grand Slam, I'll have overtaken him, you know, in terms of how many videos he made on Autosport and stuff. And chances, I doubt he'll go back. I mean, I do doubt he'll go back to it. Because it's been a little while since the last one he made. And like the chances of him watching this video in particular, like even watching a Grid Autosport Let's Play are pretty low. Let alone my one, let alone this episode, let alone to this point in the episode. And even then, the chances of him like listening to what I'm saying and deciding to carry on with his Grid Autosport Let's Play are so slim, they're not even worth thinking about. But if he did, I would watch, definitely. It's like that guy who was playing the first MotorStorm that I found recently, and I said, you know, he only did 2 episodes, and I said, well, can you do an episode 3? And he said, yeah, sure, okay. And that's the kind of attitude that I have, you know. If someone wants to see more of what I'm doing, I'll make more of what I'm doing. But I make so much of what I'm doing already, you know, you don't really need to ask for more of what I'm doing. It will just come. Shit. A good corner. Fucking idiot. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I like MotorStorm. Like I've been saying, I need to get my myself a PS3 so I can play that kind of stuff. Well, I'm pretty sure you need a special cable for the Elgato to make it work with the PS3. I can get it all sorted out. It will be fine okay. A-okay. Just fine. Jesus is in 9th place. And I know it's supposed to be pronounced Jesus, but, you know, Jesus is such a cop-out. Just say Jesus. It's fine. Well, okay, it appears like... I don't know why I'm using... It looks like... It looks like I'm going to spin out and be a general shitter, but it also looks like the Team Kicker are like a decent match for Raven West in most series. Feel even Evan Kennedy drives for Kicker, and he beat Rick Scott in that qualifying session. I'm pretty sure he probably beat me as well. No, that was Rick Scott. Okay, Evan Kennedy fell all the way down the order, but you see what I mean, you know. Thingy, Kicker and Raven West seem to be pretty evenly matched. So when I do go back to touring car racing and I have that Team Kicker offer, you know, I should be able to win pretty easily. Especially because, like, I'm competing for wins even with the bottom class teams. You know, Team Kicker should give me a pretty decent advantage. Especially when Raven West are so elitist about who they hire to drive for them. But there is nothing wrong with elitism. I think I might actually have hay fever, I don't know. Anyway, that's irrelevant to my feelings about elitism. In that there's nothing wrong with elitism. Being an elitist is fine. You know, you shouldn't have to open up your community to be more welcoming to new members of it. The new members that want to be a part of your community should have to blend in with the already existing one, I think, is a sort of better way to make things work. Like, I get how sometimes a community can be pretty shit, and but like the only thing that new people can do is make it worse. So, you know, you got to keep it as like close to how it was originally as possible, because the only way for a community to go is downhill. That's my thoughts on that. Also, another thing I've just noticed, this race is longer than race 1, which means there's a sprint race feature race feature in this game. Which is pretty neat. It gives me more of a chance to try and overtake Mr. Scott here. Mr. Rick Scott. Rick Scott, the Scott, as it were. Hopefully I don't almost spin my car again, because I've only got one rewind left, and it'd suck to waste it. I mean, half the slides that I use rewinds for, I could probably save anyway. You know, I don't know why I'm using rewinds so much. I probably look like a total pleb using rewinds, but I don't really care. Alright, went for a move on him and it didn't work. Still got 2 laps to pull something out the bag, and I'm this close, so I'm close enough to be hitting him. So, should be fine.
2 laps to go.
Inside on him. Go on. We're neck and neck. I'm on the outside for this corner. But somehow I managed to pull off a pass through there. I think he just backed off, because he was afraid of my superior driving skill. And now I just have to hold this lead for another lap. And that's the episode over and done with. EZPZ. Come back next week to see me do it all over again.
Keep it up, you're leading this race.
I have officially run out of commentary now, though. So, this is probably going to be the last video I do today. Unless I, like, think of something later on. But I probably won't.
Nice work.
That's going to conclude this episode, then.
Keep it up.
Did a nice job winning the majority of those races, I think. I won at least half. Oh, wait. Nope. Okay, never mind. The sprint race, feature race thing, I got totally lost there. All right. Okay. There is no sprint race, feature race feature. These 2 races are the same length. I got confused because like I already did qualifying and I didn't expect there to be qualifying, because somehow my first impressions of the game were shaped by the Street Championships, where the grid order, I'm pretty sure, was random.
No places lost though.
So, you know, I keep expecting to not have to qualify. Especially because, like, in Toka Race Drivers 3, I think it was, if you didn't... No, wait, no. That would probably put you at the back if you skip qualifying. But, like, in the... But that was in the specialized career mode. Like, but if you went to, I think it's World Tour mode, you'd start in a random place on the grid. And you started in a random place on the grid in the first grid as well, so... I keep expecting this to be like that, but you actually have to qualify. in this game. So, you know. Although it does seem like the AI aren't as good in Race 2 as they are in Race 1. So, I should hopefully be able to just run away with it. Avoid the outside wall there. It sucked to hit that. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm completely out of commentary right now. Can't think of anything to talk about. So I think I interrupted myself halfway through a thought a minute ago, but I've forgotten what that thought was. You know, sorry about that. It's really annoying when YouTube people. I really don't like the word YouTuber. When like I guess I'm gonna have to use it. When YouTubers like do that, they like get interrupted or interrupt themselves halfway through a thought, and then they don't go back to that thought. That's irritating. Although it's even more irritating when they don't acknowledge it. So, you know, at least now you know that the reason I've suddenly stopped talking about whatever it was I was talking about is because I'd forgotten what I was talking about. Rather than me just moving on and pretending it never happened. All these road surfaces are reminding me of the road my nan lives down, because I went to visit her on my bike. Like recording this yesterday, but when it actually gets uploaded, Jesus, a few weeks ago. Anyway, at least like 3 weeks ago. Anyway, I'm not going to rewind that. Might have just gifted Rick's Got the Win by not rewinding that. The road my nan lives down is getting resurfaced. And I was too busy looking at the warning ramp ahead sign to actually notice what ramp ahead actually meant, which was that the manhole cover, which is usually at the same height as the road, or like a little bit sunk, was sticking out like a good few inches into the air, and there was a ramp like of concrete up to it, and I got air on my bike when I didn't expect it. So, you know, that could have turned out bad. Luckily, I used all my motocross skills to keep myself on two wheels. And then, you know, I actually had time to prepare for the next manhole cover and stand up before I rode over it. But it could have turned out bad if I didn't know what I was doing.
Nice way to close out the season and hit your team.
Yeah, there wasn't enough races to drive 41 miles in this season. So,
your team will be happy. You did everything they asked, and that's a clear.
but I did level up to level 2, so that's nice. Yeah, big. Good, done a lot more. Got a lot more experience in the whole touring car discipline. But that's only because I had to do the same championship twice. Let's see what I'm up to next week. Intel or Razor again. I'll probably stick with Intel, to be honest. Razor I'm pretty much not interested in driving for. And then, yeah, so I'll do that, and then endurance racing, and then finally can go back to street and do an event that's 12 races long, plus one cup race. That makes it 13. And I've only got 2 offers for it as well. Jesus Christ. Well, I'll sort that out when I sort that out.